Good morning, welcome to the replay. If you're watching on the replay, please swipe to the right on, Android, swipe, can't let you fall there. Let's see if we can get this situated. Swipe to the right on Apple, bottom from the top on Android, and we're getting situated here. Bear with me. Good morning. It's kind of windy here in Houston, so we might have to try something a little safer and secure than putting it up the way we had it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and share. Welcome. We're running a little late today, but that's all right. As the saying goes, it is true. Better late than never. Welcome. Let's see if we can get you situated here, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the world famous Starbucks here in Houston, Texas. It's windy, a bright, windy day. It's bright. Right? It's nice and shiny here. You can see that. I'm outside with no studio light like we usually have it there at home. Good morning. Our brother from Dubai. Salam alaikum. I'll be communicating with you soon. Thank you so very much. All right. Houston. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know where you're from. Let me see. Can we get a little something? I think we have to lean back a little bit. Let me know what you're from. All right. Let me know where you're from. Go ahead and share it, you guys. We want to double up. All right, New York, welcome, New York. We want to double it up. See, you get Meerkat here on the line. All right, Saudi. Thank you, Saudi, not Dubai. Saudi. Welcome, Saudi. Welcome. All right, let's go ahead and get Meerkat. Let's see if we can get Meerkat up and running here. All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and double up the count, ladies and gentlemen. Let's double up our count so we can get more people in. Got a lot of traffic here. Starbucks is, of course, we know that. Starbucks is a very, very popular place. Come on in, you guys. Welcome. All right, I think we all set up. Sorry about being late. Just handling some business, brothers and sisters. So it's a new year, 2016. You know, it's time to make some things happen, to take things to the next level. Everybody around you is doing it. All right. Black wealth matters. Yes, it does. All wealth matters, but since I'm black, then I'm concerned about black wealth matters first, and then everybody else. Asians do it, Hispanics do it, blacks do it, and now we have to answer two questions about why not all, and why just us, right? Why just us? Well, it's because nobody has come to help just us, and sooner or later you have to look out for yourself, right? The first law of nature is self-preservation. That's what God set up. So if anybody has any problem with that, then they need to go to God and talk to him about that, not me. Don't ask me about that, okay? All right, so welcome everybody. DarrellMuhammad here, real estate investor, entrepreneur, businessman, former stockbroker, network marketer, networker. Just want to share with you, brothers and sisters, what God has blessed me with. To share with our people. I am, sister. Thank you very much. And you are too. All right. And we're here just to share with you, brothers and sisters, some nuggets that our community needs as far as understanding money, the money game. We entitle this as the money game, knowing how to play the money game to win and not to lose. And I've been blessed and fortunate to learn as a stockbroker how to play the game, right? Once you learn how to play the game, now you have to spend the rest of your time mastering how to play the game, become good at playing the game, right? Thank you so very much for sharing, you guys. Go ahead and share. Hit the parrot dude in the corner. And share. Because we're talking about money. We don't hear a lot about that in our community, not in the proper empowering sense. We hear it a lot in the black community about, the lack thereof, or just getting more. Thank you, Easy. Just getting more money. But what do we do with this? All right? What do we do with this money? All right? What do we do with it? Okay? So we just want to share that with you and help us to understand, because that's what we want. That's why we hashtag it Black Dollars, Black Wealth, Black Economics, because we need to understand, black people need to understand more now than ever before what our role is, right? What our role is when we've been blessed to get the money. All right. I don't know what's on these rows. Okay. I'm gonna delete all people who I don't recognize. That's what's gonna be. All right. So you're making it bad for everybody else. Okay. All right. So, brothers and sisters, let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about the money game. Talking about money's 4-letter word. Money's 4-letter word. You know, when I was a stockbroker, I thought about, what I had to do when I first meet someone, what I have to do to win them over as a client. And when they became a client, one of the first things that we had to do and I had to do when managing other people's money that would help me determine how to position their portfolio, how to, balance their portfolio over different types of investment is the most important thing, brothers and sisters, that you have to realize, you have to understand when playing the money game and learning how to play it to win, all right, is this 4-letter word. This is a very, very important 4-letter word that you have to really understand and you have to apply it to yourself. This 4-letter word applies to you as you play the money game to win. All right, because here in America, there's a lot of opportunities to make money. There's a lot of different investments. So we can't be blinded by the bright lights that's always flashing in our faces on making more money. Here's another way. Here's another investment. Darrell, you should do this. Darrell, have you looked at this? Darrell, have you done this? What about this? I know somebody made $10,000. A day and $10,000 a month and $10,000 a week, and your eyes get big and you're constantly looking from left to right, being distracted. But this is something that you really have to come to grips with intellectually, but more importantly, you're going to have to get out there in the marketplace. You're going to have to get out there on the playing field to determine exactly what it is that you have, what level of this 4-letter word that you and I can manage, right? That you and I can really function within. Because the money game is about growing your money. It's about growing your money as fast as you can to reach a certain destination. And we said in order to, very good, that is the right answer, Bliss. In order to win, the objective of the money game is to generate enough passive residual income to take care of your desired lifestyle, no matter how big or how small it is, right? All right? So that's what it is. Let's go ahead and share it, brothers and sisters. Let's go ahead and share it. We're about to get into what that 4-letter word is. We hear about 4-letter word. What comes to mind is, bad words. What comes to mind is bad words. It's windy here. Bear with me. It's bad words or something of that nature. I'm going to have to hold it up. Sorry about that, Meerkat. All right, is bad words or something like that. But here, the 4-letter word that you and I have to understand, we have to explore, we have to determine what it is for us. As somebody put in there, Bliss said it earlier, the 4-letter word is R-I-S-K, risk. Risk, okay? Now, when I was a stockbroker, it's called risk tolerance. What is your risk tolerance level? Now, intellectually, you might say, oh, okay, I can tolerate a certain level of risk. But then when it's time to get out there and actually do it, then that's a different story. And risk tolerance really means how much money can you lose, right? Comfortably. How much money can you and I lose in an investment without panicking, without our heart starting to increase, right? Without us, start doubting the investment, without us start doubting that we're doing the right thing, without us starting to think, well, maybe, you know what? I think the safer route is better, right? So that is risk tolerance. That's the 4-letter word that you and I have to learn what it is for ourselves, and then that would help us dictate what investment opportunities we take advantage of. Now, intellectually, you say that, Darrell, I tell myself I can lose $1,500 and it won't bother me. I'm okay. That's what I say intellectually. Now it's time to put $1,500 somewhere to grow, right? To grow and see as it fluctuates in value, as it stays out there and doesn't bring back a return or a very small, meager return, now is time to see what kind of language, what kind of conversation you're having with yourself. Are you starting to have doubts? Are you starting to have suspicions? Okay? So risk tolerance or risk. You have to know what your risk level is. And brothers and sisters, there's really no way of knowing what that is. Okay? Intellectualizing something is not knowing something. Knowing something is by experience. Knowing something is by experience. That's when you and I truly know something. We don't know how to fix a car by studying mechanics in the classroom. You know how to fix a car by going in the garage and taking what you learned. You just learned it. Learn it and going in the garage and putting what you learned into practice. Now you know how to change oil. Now you know how to change a muffler. Right? So that's the same thing with business. That's the same thing with winning the money game. You and I can say we understand. We know our risk level. We know how much risk we can tolerate. We really don't know that until we put that money at risk and see how we respond to its fluctuation in value, or even losing half of it, most of it, all of it. Okay? It's a learning experience. You never know until you had to experience that. And I've done it many times. And brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, if you're going to play the money game, you have to have a high tolerance level. The higher, the better. Right? The higher, the better. If you knew how many entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, had to file bankruptcy, right, before they started making their money, then you and I would probably reconsider entrepreneurship. If you and I knew how many entrepreneurs lost homes and cars and these types of things, lost families and marriages, you and I will definitely reconsider entrepreneurship. We will reconsider being wealthy and rich like we see other people wealthy and rich, right? We have to have a high tolerance level depending on the level of the money game that we want to play at, right? You play at a small level, you're playing it safe, you don't have to have a high risk tolerance level. But if you're trying to play it big, if you're trying to knock the ball out of the park, brothers and sisters, if you're trying to empower yourself, your family, but most importantly, our poor, suffering economic community, then we have to understand risk, right? We have to be like the professional athletes who stay calm, right? When stakes are high. Stay calm when it's time to take that last shot at the buzzer to win or lose the game. See, superstars want to take the last shot. Superstars want to take the risk of either being the one who wins the game for the team or loses the game for the team. They don't shy away from it. They don't shy away from it. They welcome it with open arms because that's what makes them who they are. Because they see themselves as a winner. They see themselves as being more qualified as anybody else to take that final shot to win. And that's what you and I have to always tell ourselves. And even if they take the shot and miss it and lose the game, they'll take it again and again and again and again. So that's what you and I have to do in order to win at the money game. You lose your money, play it again. Lose your money, play it again. Lose your money, play it again. Why? Because those who understand how the game is played, then they know that the longer you play, your chances of winning increase. Let me say that again. The longer you play, the greater your chances of increasing. Of winning, I should say. All right? So I've said it before in these live streams. When you understand success is mathematics, then you learn how to work the numbers. You learn how to use success math to win. But you got to know success is math, and you got to know it has mathematics. You have to know that numbers work in your favor the larger the numbers are. Not your probability to win. Not like the Powerball. That's the reverse. That's the reverse. The larger that number is, the lesser you have to win. Right? Because why? The difference is you have no control. Right? You have no control. But when you control the activity, right? When the activity is not based on chance and luck, there's either you or someone that's managing the activity, right, of the business in order for you to get a return on your money. See, that's not chance. That's calculation. That's applying math to the probability of you being successful with your investment. That's totally different. See, those are some different numbers. Those are different formulas, right? That's playing the lottery is playing the money game to lose, because you got a greater chance of losing than you do of winning, right? So risk is the four-letter word, brothers and sisters. Risk is the four-letter word that we have to understand in order to get out here and play this game, and understand that you really don't know what your risk level is until you actually get engaged, you get involved, you get on the playing field, and you put the money to the test and see if you can sleep at night. See if it's constantly crossing your mind. Man, if I lose another $50, I'm getting out. I'm not saying it's bad, right? You got to make sure we don't judge things so quickly, or judge things immaturely. I'm not saying it's bad. You just need to know what it is so you can function within your risk tolerance level, and then increase it, right? Increase it if it's necessary. If you understand that your risk tolerance includes CDs and getting 5%, and 5% growth on your money is not going to get you to your desired lifestyle in the time that you have left on this earth, then you need to know that I need to increase my risk tolerance, because I need to invest in something that's going to generate me more than 5% return a year. That's 2.5% 6 months. That's 1.25% every 3 months. And it ain't worth me counting or trying to figure out how much that is on a monthly basis. All right? So risk tolerance, brothers and sisters, that's one of the biggest things. And like I said, I would sit down with clients, and we would constantly measure, constantly determine. I would call them if their portfolio went down in value. I would call them at the end of the quarter, or when we do our reviews, and say, okay, you lost value this quarter. You lost value in your investment. Do you want to get out, or you want to stay in? Oh, I want to get out. Here's the three questions: do you want to get out, you want to stay in, or you want to add to it? I only did that as a way to figure out what is their tolerance level. What is their tolerance level? Sometimes you need to get out. Sometimes you need to stay in. Sometimes you need to add to it. But remember, the ideal and the goal is to determine a person's risk tolerance. And that has a lot of things go into that, right? That changes. It can change on exterior situations. You know, when things are going good, your tolerance level is higher. When things aren't going good, your tolerance level is lower, right? So here's the thing that we have to understand. Most of us have been programmed to have a very low risk tolerance level, meaning that we can't stand a lot of risk. Society programs people to have a low tolerance level, a low risk tolerance level. If you ever heard or said yourself this phrase, I can't afford ... I can't afford to lose ... Okay? If you ever heard that, if you ever said that, if they ever crossed your mind, something like that, then that's programming, right? That's data going in to program our minds not to take risk, to be risk, they call it risk adverse. We're adverse to risk. So what happens is we play it safe and we lose in the long run, versus taking risk, lose in the short run, and win in the long run. All right? So that's what happens. So we have to reprogram our minds to raise up the risk tolerance. And we learned, and I used to share with my clients, is that it's like a teeter, right? Right? It's like this. The higher the risk, usually the higher the return, right? The lower the risk, the lower the return. So you're trading off risk. You're trading off risk for return. You're trading off risk for return, right? So you're trading it off. High risk, high return trade-off. Low risk, low return trade-off. You can't get high return and low risk, right? I know there's insurance investments out there and all that kind of stuff. I understand that, right? That says that, and that may be true to a certain extent. But how high is the high they're talking about, and how low is the risk they're talking about, right? When it comes to numbers, brothers and sisters, everything is relevant, right? Everything is relevant. When it comes to number, things are relevant. It's based on something else, right? So what is the risk that you're talking about? What is the high return that you're talking about? You have some people out here make 20 and 30% return every year. So someone else saying 15% is high return, that's not a high return to them. They're used to getting 30%, right? That's half of the return that they're used to getting, okay? So we have to make sure we understand that. So reprogram yourself. Reprogram your mind. That comes from language, right? Even before you and I learned how to speak, we understood, we learned how to understand language. So our mind deals with language and pictures, right? So we have to understand language. So we have to tell ourselves, right? We have to tell ourselves, I'm going, I may lose money, I may gain money, I may lose money, I may gain money, and it's just a process that you have to go through. You can't intellectualize it. You have to experience and then manage it, and then you intellectualize it by the conversation that you have with yourself. All right, and it's very challenging, brothers and sisters. I have to tell you and be honest with you, it's very challenging because you have outside forces, family and friends and relatives in your environment that's not used to taking risks. Right? That's why many times none of them, branch out in entrepreneurship, or they did, but it didn't work, and they ran back into depending solely on a job. Right? Jobs are not bad. We have to understand that's for people who want to play it safe. Right? You can have a job and entrepreneurship at the same time. Right? But for those who don't have entrepreneurship, because it's not guaranteed money, it's risky and things of that nature, they have a low tolerance level. All right? So once again, brothers and sisters, the four-letter word that's very, very important for you and I to understand for ourselves, and for us to experience it for ourselves, and for us to know it for ourselves. The four-letter word is risk. Is risk. You have to realize and determine what do you do. T-Money. What I do, I'm doing what I do. Helping people understand the money game and how to play it to win. That's what I do. Right? If you see a man collecting garbage or digging a ditch or see a fireman on a fire truck, you ask him what he does, he's on the back of a fire truck. He looks like a fireman to me, right? He looks like a fireman to me, all right? So understand that, brothers and sisters, your risk tolerance, and it changes. It changes based on stimuluses, right? Based on where your mindset is at that point. What are you experiencing at that time? Has other things in your environment beat you up so bad to where your mind tells you, I can't take any risk right now? And you might not. It's not bad, it's not good. You just need to realize what it is, so you and I can function within the confines of our risk tolerance, right? It may be better for you to make 6%, 7% return on your money while you're stretching your risk tolerance level, okay? That might be better. Stuff blowing away. It might be better than you risking all your money trying to get 30%. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Stuff is blowing away. All right, I'm welcome back, brothers and sisters. Thank you so very much. I think this is a whole lot better than 24 inches of snow, so I'll take the wind blowing. All right, that's good. You make 12% on your money on a slow day. Well, good T money. Share that with the people. The people need to know. The people need to know what it is that they can do to change their financial reality. As this economy gets as this economy gets worse and worse, people are going to need to know how to generate extra cash, how to control their income, right? It's going to get worse and worse, brothers and sisters, right? That's going to happen. So prepare yourself for it, right? Prepare yourself for it. So get ready. And that's what we want to do, is to teach you how to play the money game to win, to pique your curiosity, to pique your interest, to raise your conscious level up so that you can go and learn more, okay? Now, if you want to connect with me, go to DarrellMuhammad.net, all right? If you're looking to connect, if you're looking to share, if you're looking to help empower our black community, then go to DarrellMuhammad.net. If you're not looking to do that, then don't go there, please. All right, if you're just looking for another avenue to promote your product and sell, then you have the whole internet to do that. All right, but DarrellMuhammad.net is not the place for that, right? So that's what we need to do, right? So if you're looking to unite, to pool our resources, to pool our talents, to pool our energy, so we can help our black community and tap into that same power base that foreigners tap into when they come to America to get their feet wet, right, in entrepreneurship in a strange place called America, then we should do the same. And I'm looking for folks like that want to do that. Hashtag black dollars, hashtag black wealth, hashtag black economics. If you're about that, then I welcome you to go to DarrellMuhammad.net. What about other countries? Same thing there. All right, same thing there. Wherever you have black people, you have black people in masses who need economic, financial literacy, financial empowerment, black economic empowerment, right? If other nationalities and groups can do it, then we can do it, we should do it, and we don't have to answer to anybody, because I don't ever hear anybody asking the Asians, asking the Hispanics, right? Why do they pool their resources? Why do they look out for themselves? Why do they open up businesses in their community? Where do multi invest their millions? Well, there's a lot of places they can invest their millions. I'm particularly biased towards real estate, right? There's 3 areas that you always have to have in a society for it to exist and function, right, civilly. Food, shelter, and clothing. Food, shelter, and clothing. That's the backbone of a society as far as for citizens to live comfortably enough so the society can function, right, without chaos, without revolt. Food, shelter, and clothing. Those are the safest areas to invest in. Even though there's risk in those areas, right? That's something that's a necessity. People need food, shelter, and clothing. Let's start answering some questions. Mostly in other stocks, you make more buying a small company and sell off the shares. Okay, yeah, that's sophistication. I would say T money. All that's true. But most of our people need basic education on money, right? When I was a stockbroker, this being an investment banker, that it has been said, and studies have shown, an extra $500 a month would save at least, 60, 70, 80% of individual bankruptcies. An extra $500 a month, not buying a company and selling off the stocks. See, that's what one of the challenges with network marketing is they put numbers out here that are so big that most people's financial thermostat, their financial consciousness can't relate to. And it's a big jump. It's a big jump. Right? Can you imagine if I was standing on one side of the river, right, and there are crocodiles waiting for me to jump in so they can eat me, and the other side of the river was 15 feet, right? And I have stepped back and I'm going to go say, okay, man, I'm going to jump this 15 feet. Never done it before. Never seen anybody do it before. People in my neighborhood hasn't done it before. Since banks only insure $100,000, where do you invest your money? Well, like I say, I invest in real estate. You're talking about cash? Well, just spread it over a number of banks. Get your 10 banks. Get your 10 banks. Get with T Money. He's an investment banker. He can tell you what to do with it. But one of the simplest things is just put in 10 different banks. Right? Maybe you should consider an offshore account. Right? But that's what something you can do. And get with T Money. He's right there. Just hit him up when he pops back up. T Money come back up so he can hit you. He can tap you and he can send you a message or whatever. Okay. So I've never seen anybody jump 15 feet with alligators and crocodiles snapping up ready to eat me. Right. So how can I do that? How can I do that? How can I jump? How can I make that jump? Right? I mean, somebody's encouraging me. You can do it. Others have done it. Here's a person. He did it. But you didn't see him do it. So I go and I run and jump and I miss. I'm in the lake. Alligator snapping at me. Somehow I swim to the other side without the alligators eating me. Or I stay on this. I swim back to the shore that I jumped from. And I'm bit up. But I survived. I'm living. What's the thing? I'm not going to do that again. Man, I'm not going to do that again. But if they were, gold is good. Yes, gold is definitely good. But if there was, a shorter distance, right? If there was in that lake a stone that was a third of the distance, then another stone, another third of the distance, then I can just jump to that stone that's closer. Then jump to the next stone, and then jump, walaikum salam, and then jump to the other side and avoid all the alligators. That's how it is with our people. In America, you can make as much money as you can imagine possible and legal to make in a day, a week, a month, in a year. But that is so far from the reality in the minds of our people. $500 extra a month would have prevented over 70% of all personal bankruptcies. Right? So let's just start off small and help our people to earn an extra $500. Take what they already earn and maximize it, and stop letting stop letting the money merchants trick us out of our money with high interest rates. Right? Expensive money. That's what our people need. They need some breath of fresh air. Right? They need a way of stop treading water and somebody come to show them how they can swim to the bank of rescue and get the help that they need. That's what our people need. All this sophisticated stuff, that's good, but that's not the majority of our people. So if we're concerned about our community, then we have to meet them where they are and take them where they need to be. Right? If I'm incapacitated, let me see. But it's safe to keep gold bars, bonds, CD, or insured. Let me just say this. When it comes to gold, don't ever buy a precious metal, they're called, right, in the name of any country. Get gold and silver that's minted by independent minters, right? Do not buy gold and silver from countries that print it, that make it, that mint, I-M-T, that mint it. Why? Because when you buy gold that's minted by a country, you do not own that gold. You're what they call the bearer of that gold. You just bought the right to hold that gold and exchange that gold, but you're not the owner of the gold. And at any time, the country can call those silver coins, those gold coins in, and you have no choice but to trade it in, or it won't be worth anything. I think that happened in the U.S. back in 1930, T-Money, 1930s or whatever. So, see, there's depths. See, wealth is about depth. Riches is linear, right? Riches is linear. Right? This is how I simplify. See, we have to simplify it for our people, T-Money. money, this is how I have a basic mind, right? I was never a brainiac. Everything that I've got, I have to work real hard, because I don't consider myself a bright person. Not a dummy, but I'm not, one of them, high SAT scores, right? Matter of fact, I didn't even take the SAT. But anyway, so I have to simplify things in my mind. That's why I come on Periscope to share with you. I have to simplify things in my mind. Let me see. The U.S. gold got rid of stand. All right, 71. That's tricky Dick Nixon, right? But here's the thing that we need to understand. Here's the thing that we need to understand is that I learned when I became a stockbroker, right? Rich is when you can see what people have. I got 5 cars and 3 homes and Gucci's and Bugattis and all this. See, that's rich. Rich is when you can see what people have done with their money, what they've bought, jewelry, right? Wealth is depth. You don't see depth. You don't see what's below the earth. You don't see what's underneath, right? Wealth is what you don't see, exactly. See, so it's depth. You don't see their real estate portfolio because they're not driving around with it, right? You don't see, I don't believe in the stock market, but you don't see their stock portfolio. You don't see their gold coins, right? Their grams of gold, their grams of silver. You don't see that because they're not packing that around in their trunk, right? They're not driving around on their dashboard showing people. See, that's not what they do. So wealth, brothers and sisters, winning the money game, wealth is how deep. You want to invest and plant your seed. Your dollars that you earn is your seed. Your dollar is your seed. You want to take your seed and plant it in fertile ground, right? You want to plant it in fertile ground, right? And see how God works, how nature works. What is this first thing that happens when a seed is germinating? It shoots a root down into the earth before it shoots a sprout up. Right? See how God works? See how he works? No matter what kind of plant it is, it shoots a root down to suck up the nutrients out the ground, to stabilize itself. So when it shoots that root up, and the wind comes, and the rain comes, and certain things come that can destroy the sprout, it might wipe the sprout out to make it look like that tree is gone. That little sprout, poor little sprout, poor little tink, right? That little sprout is gone. But little do you know that the root, they send a root down. The root has spread out and has gotten strong, right? And sucking up the nutrients. And then before you know it, there's another sprout that comes back out, up. See, that's what happens when you take your money and you invest it in fertile ground. It multiplies, it spreads out, it starts making you more money versus buying a flat screen which people can see, right? You got your CD, DVD collections, people can see. Where are you from? I live here in Houston, all right? So that's the difference, and that's understanding the money game, brothers and sisters, understanding the money game. So when you see something that can generate you some more wealth, some more linear money, just straight across that people can see, know that I need to take that and put that in an investment that can shoot a root down, right? That can strengthen it, right? That can strengthen it. So when I sprout up and when I start buying the cars, right? Or when the economy gets bad and I start losing things. Japan, all right, welcome from Japan. When I start losing things, it may look like, oh, Darrell's been wiped out. Oh man, he used to have this and this and this and this. Oh man, he had to get rid of all that. He's gone. And then you look a little bit later, a couple of months later, I'm back and even stronger. That's because I understood the rules to the money game to win and not to lose. And that is take your seed, right? Your money, invest in fertile ground, and allow it time to shoot a root down and stabilize and get strong before you start increasing your lifestyle, before you start buying more things, before you start bling-blinging and balling. See, we ball too soon. right? We ball too soon. We'll get more into that into a later scope. Brothers and sisters, thank you so very much. Remember, hashtag black wealth, hashtag black dollars, hashtag black economics. That's what we're about here on my live streams. And if that's what you're about, stay. If that's what you're not about, then go and find a stream that's for everybody, for all people. You know, that's not even winning at the money game. You can't win at the money game being just spread thin, right? If you got $1 for marketing, you can't invest in TV, radio, magazine, direct mail, telemarketing. You can't do all that with $1 or $100,000, right? Not to get the most out of your money. You got to focus it in a certain area and dominate on the radio. Dominate. So every time they turn on one radio station, every hour there's your commercial. That's marketing. That's winning at the money game. So all this everybody and all and what about them folks over there? You can't help anybody else unless you first help yourself. Right? We have to be better entrepreneurs, black entrepreneurs. We have to be better black business people. And take care of our community. That's what other people do because that's only intelligent. You expect the people in Japan to take care, to be worried about American citizens and not concerned about their own? Like the young folks say, where they do that at? Other than in the black community. Let's mature, brothers and sisters. Let's be unapologetically proud and be unapologetically responsible economically for our community and go back and take. Donald Trump talking about take America back, take our country back. Well, we need to take our neighborhoods back. So folks since the environment's about taking back, well, let's come on, let's get down with it. You create an environment of take back. Well, let's take back our community economically, brother. That's what you're about. Go to DarrellMuhammad.net so we can get to know each other. And if you go there, you get an email. We're having a meetup. We're having a meetup conference call this Saturday, but only for those that subscribe to DarrellMuhammad.net. Let's open up for 2 questions. If you have any questions, let's do that. I apologize for being late, but I'm out here getting it, brothers and sisters. All right? You lead by example. You don't lead by talking. Tim Dog 44, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Have any questions? Thank you, T Money, for your exchange. We have to be mature enough. We have to grow as black people to be mature enough to speak and address those issues or those difference of ideas, right? We all get better when we can be mature enough to sit down and discuss the differences of ideas. All right. Thank you, Meerkat. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing. Landing Point. Ramirez, thank you very much. Thank you very much, T Money. I appreciate it. I've been on this road for a long time. I'm not a Johnny come lately. Like I said, I've been blessed to be in the 1% group of black stockbrokers. When I was a stockbroker for a major Wall Street firm, I worked for a Wall Street firm that was in the top 4. It's no longer around. It was known as Dean Witter, right? And then Morgan Stanley bought it. And then I think it went to J.P. Morgan or whatever the case may be. All right. But that was a life experience of a lifetime to be able to go and be in New York in one of the towers for 3 weeks and learn about investments, learn about the stock market, and learn from one of the top 4 firms in the country. So that's what I bring to the table, brothers and sisters. I just don't read a whole lot of books and come and regurgitate what I've learned, which is nothing wrong with that, long as it's good information. But I come with over 30 years of experience in sales and marketing. I've been trained by the best, Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar. You know, what makes a good money player, what makes a person that's very successful at winning the money game is him being knowledgeable, her being knowledgeable in all the intricate, all the important pieces of winning the game. The important pieces of winning the game. Not just being one-sided, but having a comprehensive understanding of what it takes to win the money game. So that's what I want to share with you, brothers and sisters, on these live streams, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, or whatever I can get to you, because I'm out here making things happen so we can make a difference in our black community. It's Black Economics time, brothers and sisters. And yes, Donald Trump is right. It's time to take back our country. It's time to take back our little country called Black America, right? Economically. All right? So if you're about that, then go to DarrellMuhammad.net, subscribe, and we'll see you this Saturday for our meetup conference call where we're going to introduce ourselves to each other and get to know each other. This is not about just me. This is about we, right? So with that being said, brothers and sisters, thank you so very much. We'll see you, God willing, tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be so windy. But if it does, then praise God, we'll keep it pushing. He gives us the strength to do so. All right? So as always, brothers and sisters, we'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our poor, suffering community needs your